After I graduated, I returned home to LA and found a job teaching English at a local high school. It was a labor of love, as I enjoyed working with the students, but the pay was modest. Thankfully, when an old classmate of mine learned I was in need of a little extra cash, he worked his connections to get me some part-time freelance work as an editorial assistant at the LA Times. The pay was modest as well, but I loved the buzz of the newsroom and all the interesting stories I got a chance to work on. One Thursday after school, I got a call from the managing editor asking if I'd be available to do some work over the weekend helping with a piece on a concert review. The Jacksons will be at the Forum tomorrow, and we'd like the piece in the Sunday edition. Yes, certainly, I exclaimed. I expressed my interest and mentioned to him my brief encounter with Michael and Marlon 5 years earlier. Is that so? He said intriguingly. You know, how would you like to accompany our reporter to tomorrow's show? It might actually be a good opportunity to get some experience. Yes, I said without haste, as the Triumph Tour was one of the most popular concerts that year. Since I left New York, Michael had established himself as a legitimate solo artist with his Off the Wall album. The Jacksons' recent Triumph album also experienced much success and showed that the brothers had what it took to transition from teen sensations to rock stars. The next day, I rode with the press crew to the show. On the way there, they gave me pointers on what to do and what to expect. But I generally was excited to see what I heard was a great show. The team arrived around 5, which is about 3 hours before the show would start. We navigated to the empty arena to a backstage area to await the arrival of the brothers, along with others that had press passes. After about 30 minutes, I caught my first glimpse of Michael since I last saw him in New York. He didn't see me, but I doubt he would remember me, even without the crowd and flashing lights. He strolled in with his brothers, and they were all wearing elaborate robes embroidered with peacock feathers, like they were walking into a boxing ring. They brought with them a bustling about. Crew members lugged in instruments and stage props, and there were a few fans around that the brothers took time to take photos with. After a while, a brief press conference was organized, and reporters began asking the brothers questions. Michael, as you and your brothers close out this tour, how do you feel about the success you've had bringing an audience of various backgrounds together?
Our main goal in music is to integrate every race to one through music, and we're doing that. When you go to our concerts, you see every race out there, and they're all waving hands, and they holding hands, and they smile, and they're dancing, and that to me is accomplishing everything. That's the biggest reward for me, more than money, is to bring those people together and do that. That's what makes me feel good. You see the kids out there dancing as well as the grown-ups and the grandparents, all colors. And that's what's great. That's what keeps me going.
As it got closer to showtime, Michael headed to his dressing room to prepare. Our press team was permitted to engage with him while he got ready. So Michael, after the success of Off the Wall, do you foresee doing another solo project anytime soon?
I guess so, because public kind of demands once they enjoy something, and it was very successful. And but I wouldn't do it soon. No. 1982.
No, I didn't know if I was stepping out of line, but I took a chance to throw out a question, which I hoped would grab his attention. Michael, do you think with Off the Wall you've reached your destiny as a solo artist? And he slowly turned around towards me and looked with curiosity.
Studio 54.
Then he smiled. But before he could respond, he was alerted that they needed to do a sound check. And once again, he was gone. Though hesitant, I looked at my colleague, hoping that I hadn't ruined the opportunity for a good story. He gave me a reassuring look and suggested we start making our way to see the show. As we waited for the show to begin, I wondered if Michael really remembered me. It was like deja vu again. A chance meeting and an abrupt encounter. I tried to let myself get swept up in the anticipation of the show with the rest of the crowd. I looked around and noticed that Michael was right. The audience was made up of people from all backgrounds, races, and ages. And I had not really encountered that in prior concerts I attended in the past. I then realized how special artists had to be in order to achieve that. The moment the first note was played, the energy level was at 100% from the brothers, and the crowd reciprocated. The music was infectious and easy to dance to. Though all eyes were on Michael, you could not deny the talent of all the brothers. Tito and Randy displayed their musicianship, while Marlon and Jackie kept up with Michael's moves. And during the second part of the show, the crowd would be even more wild when Michael was given free rein to show his solo work, which has always spoken for itself. Left to his own devices, Michael's performance was like magic, and he had the crowd eating out the palm of his hands.